time that I had this speak. You can't hear me, right?
Not yet.
That's exactly what happened to me this day in a yoga class. All right, so I'm running a little late for class. And when I got in, the room was packed. It was wall to wall mats. The only space available was this place kind of sort of in the middle. So I lay down my mat and I wait for the class to start. And then I hear this woo, woo, woo. And I looked up and I see that the teacher's mouth is moving, but it sounded like Charlie Brown's teachers, whoa, 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 whoa. And I thought, you've got to be kidding me. Somebody is going to tell this woman to speak up, to speak louder. And okay, full disclosure, I wear hearing aids and I did forget them that day. But my hearing is not that bad, so it has to be the teacher. So I'm looking around the room, waiting for somebody to commiserate with me. You know how you do? It's like, oh, what's wrong with that woman? And that's when I noticed that everyone is flowing into their poses. The people several rows behind me, the people that looked a lot older than I did, who stereotypically should be hard of hearing, they could all hear her. And then this panic sets over me. And I think, is my hearing really that bad? And it's like, no, 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 no. It's just that I haven't gotten used to her voice yet. So I'm just going to breathe and I'm going to concentrate and focus, and I will be able to hear her. Still, wah, 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 wah. So by then it was too late for me to go further up, and I was way too embarrassed to leave. And so my only recourse was to look around the room and follow what everybody else was doing. And then that started filling me with anxiety because I started thinking, what are they thinking about me? The teacher and the students, like, why does this woman keep looking around the room? Doesn't she know that yoga is not a competitive sport? I don't know how I got through that class. But I tell you, I have never been so relieved to be in Savasana in my life. So I waited for everybody else to leave because I wanted to talk to the teacher. I wanted to explain everything. Surely she noticed how I was struggling, and of course she hadn't. And I talked to her and I tried to explain what was going on. And as I was explaining, these tears just started like pouring out of my face. And I didn't even know this woman. I had just barely taken one class with her. And she was really sweet and very empathetic, and she gave me a hug. And she said something that was meant to comfort me. She said, well, at least there's a fix. You've got hearing aids at home, right? And I thought, yeah. But that did nothing to relieve the pain of the realization that I was disabled. I had never thought about myself like that. But being a speaker and a communication expert, I knew that there had to be a lesson in here somewhere. So as I was wiping my tears away and heading home, it hit me. That teacher had taught the whole class thinking that everyone could hear her. Just because I looked normal, she assumed that I was fine. And then that made me wonder, how many times do we do that? How many times do we assume that someone is hearing us? Someone is fine. Someone is understanding us. Someone is feeling like that we see them. The thing is, nobody is fine all the time. No one is normal. We are all carrying around our invisible stories, either pain that is hidden, disabilities that nobody can see, battles that we're fighting. And it made me realize that communication isn't just about what you're saying or even how you're saying. It's also about what you assume before you're saying something. My teacher did not mean to exclude me or trigger me. She just assumed that I was fine. And so we have to think about, what are we assuming that might be excluding or triggering people, and we don't even know it. They're not even hearing us because of it. So that day in yoga class, I didn't just realize how much I rely on my hearing aids. I also realized how we all rely on our assumptions.